Hi everybody, welcome to Series 3, Episode 27 of the Hidden London Hangouts. Before we start, Series 4, God, that sounds good, doesn't it? We've got two really short episodes just showing you two particular items of London Underground's amazing structures that perhaps you've never really thought about before, and we wanted to explain them and explore them. So I don't do this alone. I've got three amazing friends from the London Transport Museum to help us do this. And the first one is Christopher Nix. Now then, Christopher, we are going somewhere which is not too dissimilar to the colour of your shirt.
Hi, Alex. Yes, I hadn't thought of that bit of subliminal messaging. Nice to get our shorts on for the summer, in these episodes. And the summer sales mug is out for this one.
Yeah, I gather. You see, I'm in the land of the sunshine at the moment, but I gather the weather back home city is not so good. You're looking gorgeously ready for the beach.
Oh, God. Well, finally, after weeks and weeks of rain and meh, we are getting some really nice weather in London later this week. But yesterday, it was torrential downpour, particularly here in southwest London. Flooded everything, but thankfully I'm on the first floor, so not me.
Good stuff. You don't need an arc. And Laura Hilton Brown looking, again, beach ready, but sadly no beach.
No, no beach in southeast London, unfortunately. But I do think we've all weirdly, like we normally do, some form of blue and white. We've kind of gone a little bit kind of similar on the outfits, and I particularly love Chris's. I didn't even spot that. Well done, Eagle Eye Grundon. But what I particularly like yesterday is Siddy and I were on a Zoom chat. It wasn't a chat, it was an official work meeting, and a storm went over where she lived, and 10 minutes after it came over where I lived. And I love that when it literally travels across the sky and you can time it, because I'm pretty sad like that. But yeah, that was quite exciting.
I'm loving your weather update. We've had Saharan dust.
We need one, right?
Yeah, we've had Saharan dust here in Portugal, and on Saturday, the whole sky just went slightly sort of brown, and everyone said, "What's this? This is Armageddon." No, this is Saharan dust. But if you'd like to know, wherever I'm in the world, I always take a bit of maquette. This is my laptop cover. So there's always a little bit of something for somebody. Now, as I say, a nice short episode today, showing you something that perhaps you'd never spotted before. And take yourself to Green Park and then change from the Piccadilly to the Jubilee Line. And there is a really, really long, straight tunnel, relatively new. It is beautiful to look at, but look at the tiles on the wall. And today we're going to explore that. If you watched my Instagram a few weeks ago, I gave you a little hint as to what we were going to do. Chris Nix, you took your big posh camera to film this, because this tunnel is not just a tunnel. It has a very, very good narrative on the walls, and it's done in tiles. One for Laura.
Indeed, I did take my big posh camera, but I ended up shooting up the iPhone. So, so here we go. The tunnel, if you're not familiar with it, is this mosaic foot tunnel, mosaic covered foot tunnel, and rather than just cover it in homogeneous tiles, they've done something rather nice with it. This was done as part of the Jubilee Line extension when that opened in 1999. They created this link tunnel then. They used quite a lot of mosaic tiles across the Jubilee Line, and they thought they'd do this little trick with them here. So here we're at the Piccadilly Line end.
And most of these SIDS, we've got white tiles and Piccadilly Line blue tiles at this end, haven't we? So at the Piccadilly Line end, really all you see is Piccadilly Line blue mosaic tiles. Isn't that right?
Yep. And then as you walk down from the Piccadilly Line, they slowly merge and change. And it's really interesting. See, it's just got a couple, lots of blue, but just a couple of greys, silvers, just dotted around. And it's really funny when you're walking down, you don't quite notice it yourself, but as you walk in, you are slowly transitioning, even as you're just walking through the tunnel, which is brilliant design.
Couple of greys, it sounds like my hairline at the moment. And Laura Hilton Brown, I mean, I'm sorry, but these are not 1906 Leslie Green tiles. These are a bit more tops than Leslie Green, but what do you think of it so far? Because I mean, the tiles are your thing, aren't they?
Do you know what? I absolutely love this little bit of mosaic tunnel. And you'll be pleased to know I do actually frequent that tunnel. Is that good or not? Quite a lot, because I travel on the Jubilee Line, change at Green Park onto the Piccadilly to get to our Acton depot. And so I do have to, it's quite a long tunnel, that as well. It takes a couple of minutes. So it's really lovely that it does. I mean, how how genius, how very clever and quirky. And I bet some people still don't know this. I only found this out a couple of years ago as well. And I used to walk that tunnel and just think, oh, look, you know, lovely mosaics, nice colours. And then it clicked, the penny dropped, that it was, you know, visually transporting you between the two lines via colour. I mean, well done, LUTFL, well done, because that is very consistent with their very clever use of colour across the network. I think it's lovely. I really, really like it.
Nice one, Laura. And yeah, like exactly like you've just seen on screen, we've done that walk to Midpoint. Okay, so you've seen where it starts off deep blue and it starts to transition like my hairline into this blue and grey mix. And here is Midpoint, isn't it, Chris?
It is. And it's this lovely blend. You can imagine actually how hard it is to do this proportionally and make it appear sort of casual and random. When you try and do kind of random patterns, it often looks really, really fake. So I imagine this was actually a bit more difficult to pull off than one might expect. But yeah, you know, you're at the midpoint. If you bother to count the tiles, they'll be roughly equal.
Interesting on that point. Do we actually think that scientifically at the middle point, they are probably 50-50 mixes of blue and grey?
I don't know. I'm happy to say I've never had the time or the inclination to do
No.
it. I imagine somebody will, though,
I mean,
reading this video.
It would kind of be, the problem is that the blue catches the eye a bit more than the silver and the grey, because those two colours, the white and the grey, are a bit closer together. So I think it's natural for our eye to be drawn to the blue rather than the grey. So I would imagine they probably took some care to make it quite even. But
I should also add the disclaimer that I didn't measure the midpoint either. I just did that by eye. So anybody who is checking, like, oh, I'm afraid you'll find there's another 6 blue ones, then I wasn't scientific in my method. I was approximate. So,
but it's pretty impressive. You know, as we've all kind of agreed, the reason we decided to cover this today is because we had so many questions about what is going on in that tunnel. And the reason I think you notice it is because of the stark colours and the length of the tunnel, and the fact that quite clearly after a while of walking it, you notice that something is changing around you, and it is the colour, and it's so cleverly done. So as we walk further on, you start to see more and more grey appearing. And as I say, whichever part of this tunnel you're in, you can almost geographically work out how close you are to which tunnel. You know, like in tube train tunnels, you get those bits where they'll give you the measurements between stations. So they'll say at some point, Sids, you are 750 metres from Bermondsey and you are 250 metres, I don't know, from London Bridge. It's a bit like that in kind of graphical terms in that tunnel, isn't it? In that footway.
It sort of leads you on. And, you know, the interesting thing is why this was created in the first place, because, of course, Green Park used to be called something else, wasn't it? Anybody?
Future episode.
Yeah.
Future episode. It used to be called Dover Street. And then, of course, it's had pretty much 3 rebuilds in its lifetime. So it's a lot, you know, a lot of interesting decisions have been made with that station of, right, okay, how are people going to transition between the lines? And this is a brilliant way of actually directing passengers in a kind of positive flow to make the station not so overcrowded. So it's really quite clever.
Yeah. And as I say, when you get to the Jubilee Line end, and you see the proliferation of grey. What's it look like at that end? Is there any blue at all, Chris?
Yeah, so just before you get to the lifts at the Jubilee Line end, you can see here just the tiny last vestiges of blue before it rounds the corner and gets to the end of the tunnel. So this is the Jubilee Line almost at the end. And then the next one, when you get to the very end of the tunnel, it is fully grey, or we should, of course, say silver, being
of course. Now, you know, if any of you are interested in buying the Hidden London Hangouts album, it's a 2 CD set, and one of the tracks is Tile the Bathroom. Laura, on there, you've got these lovely mosaics. I know you do like your tealy-tileys, but could you ever imagine a situation where you might go a bit kind of crazy with the mosaics?
Do you know what? I think my love of tile is quite a diverse love. I think that mosaics remind me of kind of, you know, swimming pools, and you have that lovely kind of glistening water lights. So I really like a mosaic. It reminds me of something, something you get on holiday. But it's just another lovely example of hidden in plain sight, because I did for many years walk through there and I didn't realise that was going on. It's like you said, Alex, you kind of know something's changing, but you're not quite sure what it is. And so I didn't realise. And when I did, I just thought, what a lovely hidden in plain sight element, again, of this kind of use of colour. So I think it's a really lovely part of that journey.
Absolutely glorious. Chris?
Do you know, Laura, I'm just imagining now with you said that one of our fans is sitting there watching going, I know, I'm going to do a portrait of Laura in teal mosaic tiles.
I mean,
challenge laid down.
Teal mosaic tiles in a pool with me and a cocktail in a happy place.
They do
all I want.
Yeah, well, you can obviously imagine in Portugal, ceramics are a big thing. And they do a lot of mosaics. They actually smash up old second tiles. And they tile tabletops and things. And they put pictures of people and plants and goodness as well. Probably cool.
It's quite economical, really,
Very economical. We love thrift, don't we, Sid?
We are thrifty people. We are thrifty people. I do love thriftiness, that's true.
Well, speaking of economics, if you've ever walked down the tunnel at Green Park and thought, this feels a bit long, maybe it could have been with a travelator in it. I believe that was the original plan for it, but there are a couple of reasons why it didn't happen. One, money. The Jubilee Line extension project did rather famously overrun a bit on that side, say the least. And also because they were having to dig this stuff in Green Park, right, in Mayfair, they really struggled for space to do it at the surface, and also the tolerance of the local residents to noisy machine work. So I think they scaled back the project rather there and decided that a foot tunnel would do.
And just as an anybody, do we want to do, where is a travelator on the underground?
Oh, anybody? I know, but
good one, Sid.
I know, but am I allowed to answer?
Well, there technically are two, but one is kind of
between the Jubilee Line and the Bakerloo and Northern Line at Waterloo.
Correct, but what's the other one I'm thinking of, which technically is maybe not the underground station?
Is it near an airport?
Yes, it is.
The
only time.
Is that London City Airport? Lovely stuff.
Big one. It's now known. Yeah.
Well, Heathrow Airport has travelators, but it's not technically a part of the underground, even though it's in that underground part leading from the station.
But I do like the fact that people use those travelators in very comic ways at Waterloo. Because you've got people who walk backwards on them, which always makes me laugh. And then you've got the people who try to sort of lean against the belt and just see if they can just walk along faster than the belt. Or maybe the belt will go faster than them and they almost fall over.
Or the ones that don't walk at all and just stand.
These bugbear is people who just walk in the middle and then stop.
It's really not for that.
In the middle. Who'd have thought that the episode about Green Park Tiles would actually become a masterclass in etiquette on escalators? It's like, get out of our way, get out of our way. So there you go, a quick update as to what that is all about at Green Park, because we've all seen it, we all walked through it, but it would take a slightly eagle eye and a bit of concentration to work out what was going on. And there you go, the full explanation. Notes, queries and questions, as always, a little update on what we've been up to. And the last couple of episodes on Knightsbridge seem to go down really well with you guys. It was a two-parter because we had so much to put into the episodes. And Aaron says, brilliant couple of episodes on Knightsbridge. Also, yes, please, sirs and ma'ams. I'd love and appreciate an episode on the Docklands Light Railway. So we've got to do the DLR. I think, City, we need to be driving those trains. Well, not.
I think so. Yeah.
Lift the lid and push the button and talk to somebody on a phone.
Good luck getting the front seat on the DLR. Everybody else wants it.
I've got.
Well, I will be able to go like, can we go at some sort of witching hour?
Witching. Well, either that or get on at Bank or Woolwich Arsenal. Woolwich Arsenal. If you grab yourself a Greggs at the sausage roll and then get up. Sorry.
God, you should be sponsored by Greggs at this point, Alex.
By looks of me, I really already am. Carl says, was having a bad midweek at work, got a great new book from the library and all on board, and those inspirational quotes. And of course, you guys on Saturday night makes my week worthwhile.
Oh,
And Doug says, you must get Jo Good from BBC Radio London on your Hidden London tours. Maybe she'll start taking the tube more. We've said we're going to do this, haven't we, Chris? We're going to get her on board.
Absolutely.
Jo, you can join us anytime you want.
He's a fan of the tube.
And here's one more from Ian. He says, today I had the pleasure of using Regents Park Station. From what I saw, it didn't have much of a frontage. You've been reading my scripts again. And teeny tiny tiles inside. The decor reminds me of Aldwych, though. Green tiles, wood panelling and lifts. But outside, I couldn't see anything that made me think of Leslie Green style fronts. Hence the curiousness. Is it worth a Hidden London hangout? Regents Park Station. I mean, it is very pretty, isn't it? It's a very pretty station.
Yeah,
very
it was
small.
always built as a subsurface ticket hall, though. Like Trafalgar Square, for example, there were a couple of those on the Bakerloo line, which just had, no full-on kind of surface level building. I haven't been there for a while, to be honest.
No, it's beautiful though. I love the station. It's been done up as well. The platform's been retiled, so it's all very, very nice. But Chris, thank you so much for talking us through and filming the tile delights of Green Park.
Thank you. Fun to do a quick one on this. Yeah, nice.
Laura Hilton Brown, thank you for your tiley experience and expertise, if I could say it. Instead of all of the
I could have let you just breeze past that one, but I didn't. I am loving your little anchors on your shirt. That is genius. Look at that. Holiday Alex.
Shall I let you into a secret as to where this shirt came from? I went into a bar last night and it's it's in the harbour, so there's like it's got a nautical feel about it. And nautical but nice.
Yeah.
Well done. And she said, you know what, we need those shirts for our staff uniforms. Where did you get them from? And I said, it's a very, very exclusive supplier, Primark, €8. And the reason was that when I was on the flight on the way out here, I spilt coffee down my shirt. So I got straight off the plane and thought I need a cheap shirt. So I went straight into Primark, bought this. I've hardly been out of it since. I love it. So,
it suits you. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Suits
white and blue. We're very white and blue today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Blue crew.
Need a sailor's cap with it, and you're absolutely away there.
Absolutely. And Sidney Holloway, thank you so much for bringing sunshine to our screens and a little insight into tiles as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've all kind of colour coordinated today. I'm also wearing blue and white and whatnot. Fingers crossed for better weather this week, guys.
Yeah, everything crossed.
Amen to that.
So I keep my fingers crossed for you, and I'm praying for you for the good weather.
Thanks.
If you want to hear more about what we're up to, find us on Instagram, Alex Grundon, Chris Nick, Sidney Holloway, Hidden London Law, and at LT Museum. Also, you found us on YouTube because the numbers are rising. Thank you so much for those amazing viewing figures. But down below, like, subscribe, and comment. And next week, we're going to be showing you another gem of London Underground architecture that we can just explain so that you can enjoy it next time you're there. In the meantime, have yourself a great day and stay safe.